All right, Black Goose TV family, what's good with it? I'm back again. Whole nother topic, whole different day. Now, let's go ahead and get into it, man. Tony Harrison, he fought this past weekend. Erickson Lubin fought this past weekend. Obviously, you guys can see the article next to me. Obviously, this video is going to be based around what this article's topic is saying. And you can see for yourselves, Tony Harrison said, claimed, presented to the people, if I'm Lubin, I'm thinking about retiring. He showed so much grit. I salute him. Why did I pick this particular topic to talk about with you guys, Black Goose family? What was the reason behind picking this? Obviously, I dropped a video yesterday talking about the Lubin Fundora fight, talking about the fact that Lubin took that L, talking about the fact that Fundora completely surprised me, and I didn't expect that in any type of way. And I actually am very, very excited to see what he does when it comes to his future at the 154 division. And I think I will, and basically I was saying I would love to see him fight the winner of Jermell Charlo versus Brian Castano too. That would be a lovely fight no matter who wins that fight. I think Fundora should be talked about a lot more as a rising prospect of the division, especially since majority of us weren't talking about him. I know I wasn't. I didn't expect this at all. So with that being said, and if you guys want to hear me go into detail, you guys can check out the video I dropped yesterday on that. But with this particular video, I'm going to talk about what Tony Harrison had to say because this is interesting because one of the questions I did present in that last video, I said, where does Lubin go from here? Where does he go from here? He's lost against, Jermell Charlo way back when. I think it was like 2016, 2015. And then currently he lost to Fundora, right? So it makes you think like, man, if I lost to these two guys, Jermell Charlo, who's essentially probably right in the 154 division for I don't know how long, he's been doing it for a while, and it seems like he may continue to do so until he moves up, unless Castano beats him, right? So there's that speculation still, but then also it's like, okay, so I lost to Fundora, who I thought I could beat, and if he kind of goes on the trajectory, I think he's gonna go on. He beats me, and he ends up, somehow getting the Castano Charlo winner, and he beats them. I'm kind of at a standstill, but we're talking about a young guy who still has time to progress, a young guy who still has time to fix his mistakes. So is it possible for him to, do the right things, get back into the gym, change a little bit of change a little bit of his game, or look over the tape and be like, this is what I did wrong. So, and I know if I come into the situation this way, I can actually have a chance. You know what I'm saying? Let me look at the small details and see what I can do differently. To maybe if I do have to get back into the ring with Fundora for a title, I can beat him. Right? Is that a possibility? What is it? Well, according to Tony Harrison, he doesn't believe that. Now, I haven't read this article, and we're going to read this article. We're going to get into the nitty-gritty, the details, analytical side of the game. I'm 2 minutes and 47 in, so I hope that hater who dropped that comment, like, you ain't doing nothing different going into the analytical game. It's all the same shit. Look, nigga, ain't nobody doing it my way, boy. And if you want to go ahead, you know what I'm saying? If you disagree with me, let me know what's good, because we're going to be having lives. I can send you the link, and you can hop up in this thing. We can go one-on-one debate. It ain't nothing to me, boy, because I know you don't got to give the gab like me. You want to know why I know that, boy? I know that because I make a living off this thing. And I make a pretty good damn living. So I know you ain't fit to be on the shit. Anyways, sorry about that, guys. I usually don't do that. But when it comes to Tony Harrison, it's very interesting that his suggestion is for Lubin to retire. And I wonder what his reasoning behind this is, because if you guys saw last weekend, one of the questions that I did on Friday, I said, who's the next up-and-coming star that we need to watch out for? Lubin has been a guy I haven't talked about. I've talked about everybody else, but not Lubin. But I think it's time to give him his respect. And as soon as I did that, he took the L, right? So with that being said, and him having so much potential, him having still a big trajectory, even though he had lost previously to Charlo, a loss to Fundora, why does this, in Tony Harrison's mind, all of a sudden, translate or equate to Lubin, you should think about retiring? I don't know. Y'all don't know Black Goose TV family, but that's why, I'm here. And why this article is here, so we can figure out why Tony Harrison is saying this. By the way, great win from Tony Harrison this past weekend over Garcia. Garcia was a guy who gave Fundora, the one who beat Lubin, he gave Fundora hell. Some said that maybe Fundora may have lost that fight. And you saw Tony Harrison beat him. So I just wanted to put that out there. But let's go ahead and get into the nitty gritty. I don't want to hear all the extra shit. I want to see what Harrison said himself. Let's see. He said, man, listen to me. After this fight, if I'm Lubin, I'm thinking about retiring. And once again, this is interesting coming from Harrison, because Harrison has had some tough losses in his career, right? Like he's had some tough losses. And so to hear Harrison say he's thinking about, like, he should think about retiring doesn't make much sense, because I'm pretty sure, Harrison, if anybody told you after, some of the tough losses you took, hey, you should think about retiring, I don't think you would like that, because look at you back and you beat a solid opponent in Garcia. What makes you think Lubin can't do that? We're talking about only 2 losses, and one of those losses being almost like 4 or 5 years ago. But anyways, so let's continue on. You know what I mean? Let me start from the beginning. Man, listen to me. After this fight, if I'm Lubin, I'm thinking about retiring. You know what I mean? That's a tough fight. That's a tough out. You don't even recognize him for real. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be sore in the morning, and ain't nobody going to sit with that man but his team. The sport don't give a fuck about you. Now, reading his actual comment, I see what he's saying. It's a very emotional response from Tony. This is a very emotional response. Just like I just said, it's interesting for him to present that idea. And I know for a fact you've had some tough losses, Tony. And if someone came to you and said that, how would you feel? I think that's him going off experience. I think that's him almost saying like some of those losses weren't worth it. Some of those losses and rebounding from it, it wasn't worth it. Like you don't get nothing from it, from taking a couple losses and coming back, get a W, and then maybe get another one. And or even if you know what I'm saying, you lose, you come back, you rack up 5 wins, and then you get another loss. If that one loss is just devastating to you in your career, sometimes the support system around you, because of the game and the industry we are in, it's just not worth you to try and be like and tell yourself, I'm gonna be a champion. You know what I'm saying? I get that. Harrison continued and said, super hell of a fight. It just lets you know boxing is the toughest sport in the world. He finishes saying, Lubin showed me so much grit. He showed so much dog, and I really haven't seen that from him. To push forward the way he was pushing forward after being knocked down, I salute that man. I salute him. So now reading the actual quote from Terrence, excuse me, I said Terrence, from Tony Harrison. Yeah, he doesn't want Lubin to retire. That's not at all what he was saying. But I think one thing he was trying to, have, anybody who was reading that statement kind of read between the lines is, look, Lubin, if you don't have the support system around you, if you don't have the right team around you, the right promotional company around you that are going to do everything in their power to make sure that, hey, this loss is not going to stain you. We're going to continue to work and get you to the right spot. Keep doing your thing. But he's like, if it's not, and like once you get that loss and a lot of people see the bag all of a sudden disappear and you just got to fight from the ground up again, maybe you should think about retiring. I'm not with that. I'm not against it, but I understand what Tony is saying because I think he's saying something that's coming from a personal perspective and probably something he's thought about. You know what I'm saying? Because Tony Harrison, he's had some tough losses, and I'm a Tony Harrison fan, so I know, and I love Tony Harrison. And being a fan of Tony Harrison, I never want to see him retire, right? Being a fan, you're like, hey, it's just a loss. Come back, fight somebody else, and do your thing. And me seeing Tony beat Garcia, I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. But you have to understand from the fighter's perspective, if their goal is I'm going to be the champion, and then something happens to derail that, now all of a sudden your goal comes from, I want to be a champion to, well, I just want to continue to fight, get some W's, and make money. That's hard to deal with if you had a certain goal, and all of a sudden you're like, okay, this isn't the case. And then a lot of times fighters aren't going to even believe that. Like, I still could be a champion, you know what I'm saying? So it's a hard pill to swallow. It's a hard thing to decide. Me personally, Lubin, I don't think you should retire. Lubin, I think you should keep doing your goddamn thing. You're only fucking 24, 25 years old. I'm telling you, by the time you're 28, you ain't even gonna remember this. Take the same type of mental fortitude, mental stamina, the same approach you did with the Charlo loss, and do the same thing with this loss. I'm telling you, you're gonna come back stronger than ever. That's my opinion. What's your guys' opinion? BlakGooseTV family, drop it below in the comments. Notification gang. Subscribe to the channel. I'm out of here for now, but I'm gonna be back with some more good shit for all of y'all. Positive.